If we can't forgive certain things that have happened in our past, it's pretty much like us energetically anchoring ourselves to those things, and they will repeat themselves over and over and over again. So we can't really be free from certain things in our past that we don't want to experience again. We can't really be free to experience the most authentic and full love, joy, peace, and enlightenment until we can truly forgive people in our lives, until we can truly forgive certain things that may have happened. True forgiveness doesn't come from turning a cheek to something that's happened in your life or pretending like it didn't happen. Or if somebody did something that was pretty nasty to you, to just completely pretend like it didn't happen. True forgiveness is about understanding. That's what forgiveness is really about. Not forgetting that something happened, but understanding. To just pretend it didn't happen or try to focus on other things, it won't actually work. And there's an energetic reason for this, but I don't want to waste time in this video talking about it. I think that you'll resonate and understand that what I'm saying is true. That energy is still underlying in you, and it will continue to manifest over and over again. So you'll experience other people doing that same thing. You'll experience more situations and more manifestations just like it, and you'll wonder why. And that's why, because you haven't really forgiven. You know, this person who may have done something to wrong you, if you really understood that they've lived an entire life and experienced things and had situations happen, and they probably had other people do stuff to them that you have no idea about. And if you understood that maybe they are bullied in their life, maybe somebody wronged them, maybe they're hurt, maybe they're afraid in their own lives. And so the action that they took against you wasn't really about you. It wasn't about wronging you. It was just them expressing the wrongness they feel in their life. Now, what I'm not trying to tell you to do is excuse the behavior or allow people to treat you nasty, or to allow this idea and belief that life is going to keep wronging you, because that's not true. It's about expanding our awareness and understanding so that we can genuinely feel love and compassion for the people that do things that might be a little bit nasty, right? Understanding that they're doing the best they can from the level of consciousness and awareness that they're at. The point isn't to try to believe that you're better than them or you're higher than them. It's about seeing that where they are is where they are and accepting that. One of the things that helped me back in the day was to realize that there were certain experiences I'd had where I personally felt like people were wronging me. I personally felt like things in life were being unfair to me. But that kind of perspective of, oh, woe is me and everyone and everything's against me, held me back from succeeding or experiencing any kind of power close to what I'm experiencing now in my life. Seriously, it held me back. Once I began to realize that I am not the things that happen in life, right? Like, I'm not a victim of circumstance. Once I began to see it differently and I shifted my perspective and I saw that these things that happened in my life, people saying something nasty or spreading a rumor about me, for example, what I started and began to realize is that these weren't things that were life pushing me down. It was life giving me an opportunity to move forward anyways. It was life asking me, hey, are you going to lay in bed and cry about it for weeks and weeks and think nasty thoughts in your head for years about what happened? Or are you going to love this situation? Are you going to love that this is happening because you see it as an opportunity to love that person anyways? It's an opportunity to be an understanding person, to rise above it, to hold the vibration that's really going to help this world to transform and benefit other people. But the fact of the matter is that if you could separate from yourself, just stop being the character you believe you are for just a minute and see the life more as kind of a big picture show, where it's a show that we're all characters in and we're all living in this space together. You're an individual character in the show, I'm an individual character in the show, but we're both the same show, right? We're putting on the same production called life, right? So we're in this together. A lot of people are playing certain roles in this show that you might fundamentally think is wrong. But if you could step aside and see the bigger picture, I really have this feeling and faith in your awareness and your intelligence to recognize that part of what makes this show so special is all the individual paths, is all the different stories that are playing out. And you can choose to be a character in this show that says, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and I need to fix this, and this person's evil, and this person's good. If you could just step back a little bit from that and see that fundamentally, the whole show that we're all a part of is really, really good and really, really a fulfilling thing we're all a part of, then you could start to see things from a perspective of what I believe is higher intelligence. That's what I believe. I believe it's a higher intelligence to see not just from your own eyes, but to see from the eyes of the universe, to see from the eyes of the audience watching the show, to see from the eyes of the producer and the director who's putting the show on. You and I have very important and special roles in this theater production. We really do. But when you realize that life's like a stage, maybe you'll start to realize that why would you keep affirming to life, I'm a character who's upset about these things that have happened to me? When you could be free from that and you could be a character that says, I love this life, I love this gift. All of the things that happen, even the things that feel difficult, I know are part of the gift of this experience. Now, when you go and you turn on Netflix or whatever movie streaming service you turn on, are you drawn to watch things where nothing happens? It's just a bunch of people sitting around smiling. Nothing happens. No drama, no challenges, no warrior's journey. No, you don't feel drawn to watch that. You want to watch the stuff with challenges where people have things wrong happening and they overcome them and they grow and they learn more about themselves and they discover what really matters. There's a reason you feel drawn to watching that, and there's a reason that you've manifested yourself here on Earth in this show. You love the challenge. You love the journey. You love it. Just admit it. The only reason that you don't love it on the human level is because of your lack of understanding. And I don't mean that in a mean way. But I know that if you're here, that you're receiving this, that it makes sense to you. That understanding, true understanding, from a basis of being free from yourself, because you can't really see the big picture when you're stuck in just the character you're playing. You got to just zoom out a little bit, like a bird's eye perspective, and take a good look at everything going on around us. You know, there's these fish in the ocean that eat the other fish. Now, if you're super zoomed in on the character level, you see that as wrong and bad. Can't believe they're killing those fish and eating them. But when you zoom out, you see that those fish that are eating those fish, the way they digest the body and they poop it out, it goes to the floor of the ocean and it creates these phytoplankton, which create oxygen for our entire planet, which allows you and me to exist and other things to exist, right? There's these cycles, there's this food chain. It's all connected. When a star dies in our universe, it literally creates such a powerful energetic wave of destruction that it vaporizes the entire galaxy. Oh no, that's bad. But wait, if you zoom out and you see the bigger picture, you see that the death of stars is what actually creates the fundamental building blocks for life and creates new planets like ours and creates the seeds of life and water and all this stuff. Destruction is birth. Somebody wronging you is actually giving you a gift. But you can't see that unless you free yourself from the individual character you're so stuck on believing you are. That's not who you are. It's a small, small piece of who you are. Zoom out and see that you are the entire show. You are this entire cycle happening, and you literally are the people that you believe have wronged you. You've got to realize that everybody's just doing the best they can, and some people don't realize the effect they have on others. But you can. You can rise above it and hold a healing light in this world that I know you're a part of. I know you're a part of this movement of consciousness expansion and activation. I know you are. So don't you think it's time to forgive? Don't you think it's time to understand that there's more going on here than just the mental story we tell ourselves about, oh, gotta go to my job and my goal is super, super important. And it's like we're so fixated. We're so stuck in our own minds and we don't realize it, but what we're actually engaged in is like a very selfish, unconscious behavior. There's so much more going on here. There's so much more to appreciate. And I promise you that you have so much more to give in this world. to give to others, to give back to our planet that gives so much to us, and to give to yourself. The fact of the matter is, if you can't show up for yourself, then you're not going to know how to show up for anyone else either. So there's this whole realization that comes in where you got to realize you have to take care of yourself. Stop judging yourself. Stop being mean to yourself. Stop disbelieving in yourself. Rise up. Rise up. And when you can do that, you begin to emanate it naturally to others, and you begin to take care of the planet, and you begin to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture of what's going on here makes itself known to you in a way that is so joyful, and it's so incredible to be here. And you realize that the goal of life isn't to get somewhere else. The goal of life is to be here now and to appreciate this incredible show we're all a part of. If you could really appreciate it and really see it, you would play your character on the individual level, your human self, you would play them with so much ease. You would begin to show up day by day in your life, experiencing so much more success, so much more incredible energy, so much more power. All because you know that there's more going on here than just that limited story that you've been stuck in. There's so much more going on. Open yourself up to it, and it will make itself known to you. You invite it in. You say, hey, I'm willing to see the bigger picture. I'm willing to hear a little bit more power and truth in my life today. You know, I'm willing to learn more. I'm willing to become more free from myself. I'm willing to see, you know, and that comes from a willingness really to understand. But if you're too busy thinking you know everything, then you don't have that openness in your life at all. And that's one of the biggest sources of suffering I've discovered, is thinking everything revolves around you and you know everything and life is about proving yourself to others and achieving things for yourself. There's something else going on here that's truly beautiful and very special. And I think that you know it. I think that's why you're still here. I think that's why you're listening. Because you know that there's something very special within you. A gift that you're here to share with this world. You have a special purpose. You really do. And all you have to do is just make a vibrational, energetic statement. I'm willing to receive that. I'm willing to receive who I really am. And do not underestimate infinite intelligence. I mean, it will literally begin to unfold for you and put you on your unique path of discovering that truth of who you are. Now, I've discovered a lot of things for myself because of my path and because of my willingness to listen, but it took me years of beating my head against the wall and just creating so much pain for myself. And I know for a fact that you don't have to do that as much as I did. It doesn't have to be that long. It doesn't have to be so much suffering. It could be a really joyous journey. And if you want to join a group of individuals I'm doing a live event with, it's live over the internet, so no matter what country or where you're at, you could be a part of this. This is a group of individuals, all of us ready in our hearts. And we're saying to the universe, we're ready for a fresh start. We're ready to be free of everything in our lives that's holding us back. We're ready to let go. And we're going to discover together who we really are and set ourselves on a trajectory of amazing joy and enlightenment and love and peace and success. And if that sounds interesting to you, if you feel it resonating within you right now, it's like a call from within. That's how you know if something's really meant for you, I've discovered. It's like a feeling. It's like exciting. It's like I can tell that this is the next step for me. I can tell that it's part of it. I can tell that it's part of my journey of expansion. If you feel that way, you can learn more about that event as well as other services and classes and stuff I've created to help people like you who are open to that kind of transformation. You can learn about that in the links I've got tagged in the description of this video. And I think the most exciting part is that what's really powerful isn't the information that I teach. It's not the experience that I share. The real power is you on the other end being open to receiving it. The real power is you being willing to make new decisions in your life, to let go, to heal, to expand, to give back to this amazing place that you and I both get to be a part of. Thank you so much. Much love to you all, and I hope to see you for the next video. See you soon.